In this section, we continue to talk about solving equations. Here's an example. B equals negative 2.5 W plus 8. The directions say solve for W. Currently, this equation is actually solved for B. B is isolated on one side of the equation all by itself. That means this equation is solved for B. Had we asked you to solve for W and the value being here, your answer would be D or W equals a value. However, we can still use algebra to get W by itself, solve for W here. Your answer, though, will involve the variable B. Let me illustrate the algebra technique, and hopefully this will help you in your completing of the activity. All right, to get W by itself, the idea is to use the reverse order of operations in reverse order using the reverse operation. So right now W is being multiplied by negative 2.5 and then it's adding 8. So the idea is to chip away at this W to get it by itself starting here. So add 8, so we're going to get rid of that 8 and we're going to subtract 8 from both sides. Here's what that looks like. So from this entire right side we're going to subtract 8. Now we could use parentheses, we should, but we don't have to. We're going to take off those parentheses anyway and then combine these two. On this left side we get B minus 8. So here we see clearly that's a 0 when we combine those two. So it gets rid of that 8, if you will. And so this plus 0 simply gives me this. And so that's pretty good. It looks better, right? We're trying to get W by itself. Right now W is being multiplied by negative 2.5. The reversed operation is division by negative 2.5. So that looks like this. The left side, the entire left side divided by 2.5. So that quantity. Here we see, remember this and this negative 2.5 and that negative 2.5 will divide out to 1. I'll rewrite it this way so you can see it. So that divided by that times W. On this left side here, we still get what's there. But that's just 1, so we get 1 times W. Let me come up here. 1 times W equals this left side. Let me make sure you can see that. And so 1 times W is just W, and then we have this funky looking expression on the left, and we don't worry about it, we'll just leave it just like this. We've done our job. Solve for W means get W by itself, all by itself, isolated on one side of the equation. And so this equation here is really mathematically equivalent to this. It's just solve for a different variable. And so you could replace a B value here and get a W value. You could replace a B value here and get a W value as well, but you'd have to go through this algebra. The advantage of this, as opposed to this, is if we're given a whole lot of B values, replacement values for B, we'd have to do the algebra each time here to find corresponding W values. But in this format, if I'm given a whole lot of B values, the advantage is on your home screen you can just hit second enter and replace the B values. If you got like 10 B values and you want to calculate corresponding W values, it's easier to calculate. So that's why we do this.